Hello guys. So in today's tutorial we are going to be learning about Boolean operations. Now Boolean operations are basically dealing with geometries that intersect or subtract from another geometry. It's heavily used in architecture as a style. We can see here's an example where we can have uh, geometries intersecting into one. We can have an example of, a rectangle being carved out, or, a patterning that can be carved out as well. The Boolean operations are a really good tool. You can really express some concepts. A lot of architects use Boolean operations as a design concept, and we will go over that. So let's get to work. Okay, so we are going to start with a new file. I'm gonna hit Control N. I always like to work in millimeters. So first of all, to find the Boolean operations, you will have to look at your tab, and if you click on the bottom right corner, your commands in this little tab are dealing with solids and unions. So you can see there's a Boolean union, Boolean difference, Boolean intersection, Boolean split. So we're going to go over the Boolean commands and show why these are so effective. So I'm going to just make a cube. I'm going to just copy it all throughout. And in order to first of all do a Boolean command, you have to make sure that your geometries are intersecting, because it's not going to be able to perform the Boolean if you don't have intersecting geometries. Now, if I click on this, I have one option. I can make this into a group, as here, but it's the mapping of the materials is not going to be very effective when you want to render it. So if I wanted to intersect all these items to create as one, I select all of these, I click on this, and then I click on Boolean Union. And as you can see at the corners, the geometries are intersecting and therefore are able to read as one, and the geometries can basically be conceived as a singular element. And this is very, very good, especially if you're considering rendering. So let me go into V-Ray, and if I wanted to do another intersection, I could create another Boolean. I'm going to create this, and as you can see the intersection lays on it precisely. So you have these really precise cuts, and this is a really effective way, especially when it comes to fabrication. Let me do another intersection. I'm going to do another Boolean intersection. And as you can see, the notches get laid out. So you can see there's like a preciseness. And if I explode this, you can see that the edges are faceted, so it's precise. So in case you wanted to, let's say you wanted to make a laser cut model, you could go to the Unroll, Surface, select this. You can get this piece. You can get that piece. So you can see when you create the Boolean intersections, you can create a very precise geometry. And if you wanted to laser cut all these pieces, you will be able to. like you will have all these pieces laid out. And after I explode it, you can literally construct this sculpture because you have all the pieces basically assembled for your fabrication. Now, one thing that's really interesting, you see a lot in architecture, is geometries that are carved. So let me do another sphere. Now, if I wanted to split this geometry, I hide this. You see when you split, you just basically put a circle. But if I wanted to do a Boolean difference, and if I go right here, hit the Boolean difference, I select this, which is asking me for the surface to be subtracted, to subtract, and this is the element to subtract. What occurs is that the geometry gets carved into it. So you can really play around with some interesting ideas. So let's say I put a, let me copy this. Let me go to cage, edit, bounding box. I'm gonna just let's see, I'm gonna just so let me do Boolean difference again. And then you can see it has gotten carved out of the image. Now you do have some other commands, Boolean commands as well. So let's say I make this, and then let's say I do a Boolean intersection. So let's see what happens when I click on these two elements. So I select, this is the first set, this is the second set. So you can see this was the intersection of those two elements. So, and then let's see what happens if I do Boolean split. So this is one object. And you can see this is basically no different than the Boolean difference. It just keeps this item, whereas in the Boolean difference, the cutting object disappears. So essentially, you could, this could be, maybe this could be, let's say, okay, let's say I rebuild this. Okay, put more facets, and then I go to extract wireframe. Okay, and I'm gonna isolate this. I go to pipe, multiple. I don't know what, I'm not working in any scale. Okay. And then let me hide this. So with the split, oops. So with the split, we're creating this carving out, but we have this stereotomic geometry that's indicating the carve out. So you can really consider doing some interesting geometries and interesting ideas with the Boolean commands. It's definitely, you can definitely see it very popularized by other architects, and basically play around with it. Play around with what you can do with those ideas. Okay, thank you.